It's not so strange to be gay. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with another Pride Month special, Strange Way of Life. So, when I was looking up things to do for this Pride Month special, I just had no idea what I was getting into. I just chose a certain number of things. The only thing that I really knew about going into was Gaming in Color, the first one we did last week, because I had heard about that before. I had heard about the documentary before. But from here on out, I don't know what we're getting into. And I'm bringing this up because I downloaded this and realized it's only 30 minutes. And I even looked it up to make sure, and yeah, it's only 30 minutes. It's not like a full movie, it's more like a special. Um, and I don't know what this is about. I know nothing about it. Um, doesn't really tell me much with the title. But the time kind of caught me off guard because I thought this was a movie. Because I was looking up, like, movies to watch for Pride. But it actually works out because I actually almost forgot to record this week. I'm recording this on Friday. Because of, like, having Monday off due to unforeseen circumstances and various other things this week with, like, Deltarune coming out and all, I just completely forgot about it. Which is wild, because it's like I didn't forget about Pride Month. I just forgot about doing the special this week. I was so focused on everything else, with the regular reactions, with the movie reactions we normally have. Um, because you're seeing this, and you're going to notice that this is an extra reaction you're seeing on Sunday. There's still the regular movie reaction. This is a completely separate thing. Um, the next couple of weeks might be the same, or they might take place for the Sunday reaction. I'm not 100% certain yet. Um, because I did look up the runtimes for the next two things, and they are like normal movie length and all. So it depends on how my schedule goes with the next weeks. If I can get like this extra thing done, I will. If not, it might take the place of the Sunday movie, our normal Sunday movie. So I'm just letting you know that ahead of time. Um, that there's not really going to be a like confirmed consistency with this. It's going to be, if I have time, there'll be both. If not, there'll just be this the Pride special reaction for Sundays. But this week we have time for both. Even though I almost didn't, I did manage to make it work. So I guess at this point we just gotta see what this is. The title doesn't give me enough to work off of, like I said. It's like Strange Way of Life. I assume talking about, homosexuality. It's like there's been a lot of time in history where homosexuality has been viewed as strange. But there's been just as much time, if not more, where it's been pretty normal. Because the thing is, you think like, oh, in the olden days, homosexuality didn't exist or it was looked down on. It's like, that's just not true. There was like a period of time where the church demonized it and stuff. But for a lot of human history, homosexuality was not really that abnormal. And in certain cultures, it was extremely normal, like the ancient Greeks. Like, homosexuality in a lot of cultures around the world in history has been, like, an absolute norm. And it's only because of the church and American colonialism and whatnot that it's been kind of, like, almost demonized in more modern centuries or whatever. Um, And nowadays it's back on the rise because, more people are feeling comfortable and brave enough to come out, and it's becoming a lot bigger again. And this goes for trans people too, by the way. Remember, trans people always existed. It's not a new thing. The Nazis legitimately burned a shit ton of research into trans people. Like, this is not, like, new shit that just happened in the last, like, 30 years or something. So just, yeah, it's something to really take into account. That the world at times, because of religious control, has looked down on something that throughout most of human history has been normal. So yeah. But that all being said, I could talk forever. I could go on rants about that entire situation and everything. But for now, let's just get into this and see what Strange Way of Life is. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I think the ending was, like, the way that Jake looked at Silva after, like, Silva had said that about, like, what they could do on the ranch together. I think maybe it was supposed to imply that he was at least considering the idea of them staying on the ranch together now. That maybe his like, mind was starting to turn towards that, which he kind of admitted earlier, like, that he was worried that he was kind of being taken in by Silva's words. So it's a possibility. Now I want to say right off the bat here, because this is a thing that definitely should be addressed. My view on the entire argument, debate, whatever you want to call it, on straight actors portraying queer people. This is a notable point of, like, controversy in any media when a gay character or a trans character, etc., is portrayed by a straight person. And mind you, it's usually seen as worse for it to be a trans character because, especially a trans woman, due to, let's be honest, the negative ideology behind that. To put it simply, a lot of times bigots out there will often say that a trans woman is just a man in a dress. Horrifically transphobic bullshit like that. And so if you have, like, a male actor playing a trans woman, it's oftentimes seen as kind of giving precedence to that idea. And, like, a cis woman playing a trans woman is not usually seen as bad, but, like, obviously a cis woman playing a trans man is, and so on and so forth. It's a very touchy subject. And the idea, obviously, again, has been brought up about, like, just gay people as well. Gay men, lesbians, bisexual people, non-binary people. You get the gist. There are all of these ideas out there on, like, should straight people, in this case, we're just going to stick with that, should straight people be allowed to portray gay characters? And my view on it is that context is important. I do think that queer actors should always get the right of way in terms of like casting and everything. They should always be considered first. But if a straight actor or straight actors are hired, then they need to make absolutely fucking sure that they do it with every ounce of respect that they have. And here's the thing. Pedro Pascal and Ethan Hawke are both superly outspoken allies of the queer community. I mean, Pedro Pascal has a trans sister who he adores and supports, like, exceptionally strongly. And Ethan Hawke is known for being an ally as well. These two absolutely have a lot of love and respect for the community, and did everything they could to make this a respectful performance. And I believe that they did do a great job with that. There's still the idea that, yeah, they should have maybe, like, hired queer actors. Now, I don't know. In fact, I'm going to look up real quick. I don't know if the actors who portrayed them in the flashback when they were young were gay or not, because I don't know who those actors are. But I actually want to check that out real quick. Let me see if I can find the cast here. Here we go. Okay, so at least on Wikipedia, young Jake, Ethan Hawke's character, is played by Jason Fernandez, and he does not have a Wikipedia page. But let's check Jose Condesa, who was the young Silva. Apparently, he is Portuguese. He's known for his role in the Netflix series Turn of the Tide. Not quite what I'm looking for, though. Personal life? Doesn't say anything there. Says he's dating Luisinha Oliveira. I might have mispronounced that. I apologize if I did. I don't know who that is, and I feel like that could go either way. I feel like that could be a male name, could be a female name. I don't know. Is Jose Condesa gay? Let me just try to see if I can find out. Okay. So he was actually asked about it in an interview with Vulture in October of 2023, and he said yes to identifying as straight, but also stated that he believes more in people rather than labels and has felt attracted to men. He added that he's young and has time to explore. Okay, so he's open to the idea, and he has found himself attracted to men. But I guess, like, he doesn't really know how he identifies exactly yet, because he's still young, he's still figuring things out. Okay. I actually really like that. I feel like that's, like, a really respectful and really genuine way to put that. Because a lot of people do try to figure things out as they grow older, and some people just don't know. Some people are questioning and just aren't sure. Let me see if I can find anything about Jason Fernandez, though. And seeing more about about Jose. Well, according to this, he's in a relationship with Maria Pendraza, but I mean, he could still be queer. I'm not seeing anything that confirms one way or the other. So yeah, I just wanted to bring this up because I do feel it is important to talk about. Like I said, I do feel like queer actors should get the first chance, but I also acknowledge that sometimes, like, a director, a writer might have a specific vision for these characters. And so they might try to get like specific actors cast because that's what they were looking for. Again, as long as it's done with intense respect and care, I'm a little more okay with it. With it being like, you know, gay or lesbian characters, bisexual, I'm a little more okay with that. It's a lot worse when it comes to trans people because again, there's a lot more of an issue there coming from how trans people are viewed by by bigots out there and everything. It's a bigger issue, I feel, when it comes to that. Um, but I do believe that queer people should get the opportunities first when available still. That being said, again, I do think that both of these actors did a great job. I think that they are both extremely respectful because of their extreme allyship to the queer community. And I think that they handled it about as well as they could. So I'm good with it. But I again, I needed to bring that up. It's important. So, moving on to talk about more of the actual film, though. Short film, I would say. This was short. Hence, short film. I know, but it was just under 30 minutes, not including the credits. It was like 31, I think, total with the credits. And that's all well and good. That's fine. But I really just wish this was a full-length film. There's so much depth that could have been added here and so much, like... I wanted more. It just comes down to that. Like, this relationship, for the 30 minutes we got, just rounding up, was great. It had a lot of realism. It had a lot of history to it. A lot of depth. We got to see, like, basically a snapshot of what feels like should be a longer, like, more, like, just, how do I word this? Just a longer, more full and complete film. It feels like a part of a film, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying that as, like, again, I just wish there was more because it was so good. The acting, the story, the way it made us, like, believe in this relationship in such a short amount of time. It's like, this was, like, really well done. Because they had a short amount of time to make us buy into this relationship and want to see these two end up happy together. And then it just doesn't do that at the end. Like, it kind of it possibly implies that they could have ended up together, but we get no confirmation of any kind. And, like, the last thing that Jake said to Silva was, you know, pretty aggressive. Pretty antagonistic. So it's one of those cases where we don't get a happy ending. We don't get really any kind of conclusiveness. We just have to kind of deal with the fact that it's incomplete. It's an incomplete story, and that's how it's meant to be. It is basically like a snapshot into a larger story that is not going to be told, unfortunately. Which sucks, because again, I feel like this could be so great as a full film. And there's a lot of ways you could, like, delve further into this idea. A lot of ways you could delve into their lives. Hell, you could have, like, this movie basically, like, be moving throughout their lives and their you know, connections with each other. Maybe start the movie with them being young, with them being, like, having first met, and then go into a portion where they're a little older, they're you know, having the shenanigans and being the hired guns that they were. You go into that portion of their life, And then you skip ahead to the 25 years later part where they reunite after having been shown to separate. And then we have this entire thing, this entire portion of the film. And then maybe even go a little further where maybe they have started to live together. And it's like, there's so much more you could do here. And again, I understand this is meant to be a short film. I understand that it's like the intention. But it's just like, I want more, because in less than 30 minutes, they made me believe in this relationship and how strained it has become, but how passionate it's been as well. They made me believe in the fact that both of these two have an immense love for each other, but that the differences with how their lives have gone, the pains at which they've felt for each other, it's all like broken them apart and has made it hard for them to reconnect outside of like just carnal lust. It's crazy. It's genuinely crazy how good this is. And again, both actors did a phenomenal job, but you don't really expect any less. Ethan Hawke and Pedro Pascal are fantastic actors. So it's like, yeah, of course they're going to do great. They always do great. The other actors in this did good too. Two Jose and the other guy whose name I can't think of at the moment. They did great as the younger versions of them. The sex workers, the girls, did great. The few other actors that we saw, like the son and everything, they did a great job. Like, there was no bad performance in this. It's just because it was so short, they didn't have really time to focus on much of any other characters besides our leads. And all other characters were basically like side/background characters who are just kind of there to fill out the world. But yeah, it's like this one like got me just hooked in so quickly. And yeah, I like I was saying when I noticed what this was, I have heard of this movie before. Like, going into this today, I didn't know what I was getting into and everything. Because I didn't know like who this movie starred when I was like downloading it and everything. But then I saw like Pedro Pascal and everything, and it's like, oh, wait, no, I have heard of this movie. Yeah, I heard briefly when this was first coming out that Pedro Pascal and Ethan Hawke were making a gay cowboy movie together. And that's all I heard. I don't believe I ever saw a trailer. I never looked it up, which is surprising because with my love for both of these actors, you'd think I would. But I just never did for whatever reason. I never checked it out. I never looked it up. And I kind of forgot about it. So that's why going into this, like, with the title and everything, I didn't recognize it at all. I didn't know what I was getting into, so I was genuinely surprised, like, seeing Pedro there and everything and getting reminded of what this was. But I mean, it's a good surprise. It's just, I just forgot about it. It's as simple as that. I think this came out like a year ago or something, maybe two. So yeah, it's been some time since I've thought about it. But I'm really glad to have seen this, and I hope the next movies that we do for Pride Month are going to be really good as well. I will say, just right off the bat, don't really know anything about those either. The next movies, we have two more to get through, and I don't know what those are or what they're going to entail either, but we'll get to those as we get to those. I'm not going to spoil you. I'm not going to tell you what's coming up next. we'll handle that as we do. Um, so yeah, very very interested to see more. Hopefully, these Pride Month reactions end up all being pretty good. Last week's was good, nothing great, but very important to talk about, and this week's was fantastic. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for continuing to support the channel, especially during Pride Month. I hope you all are having a lovely Pride. Um, and if you, for whatever reason, are on this channel and happen to be a bigot, happen to be homophobic, transphobic, NB-phobic, whatever, kindly fuck off. In fact, unkindly fuck off. Just get the fuck out of here. We don't want you here. If you're a bigot, if you're homophobic or transphobic or anything like that, or even just other kinds of bigoted, we don't want you here. You don't belong here. This is not for you. I don't want you watching my reactions. So, yeah. I only want people who are going to be, good people in this community. So, yeah, thank you once again all for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on A Strange Way of Life down in the comments below. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.